And this is the second episode of Main Event where we're kicking this thing off with Pollution finally getting his match with Green Goblin he demanded a while back. The reason why this match is happening, for those who haven't seen what's been going on recently, Pollution's been getting jumped by Green Goblin and other members of Pollution, that group, that was Pollution's group, by freaking Shadaloo, which is a group that Joker and M. Bison formed after Viva La Pollution fell apart, thanks to the Unwashed. And Pollution is just sick and tired of Green Goblin's shit and constantly attacking him from behind. So Pollution was like, "Motherfucker, I want a match with you." And Green Goblin was like, "Alright, bet." And he was laughing all the while he was accepting it and everything, from what I've been told. And now this match is happening. And Pollution told me before, when he showed up to the arena earlier today, that after he gets done kicking Green Goblin's ass, he's going for Sweet Tooth again, and also M. Bison and Joker. My thing is, Pollution, is if you plan on taking on Joker and M. Bison at some point in the future, you're gonna need a tag team partner, and there's not very many people on this roster who probably want to team with you, because they still all consider you one of the biggest assholes in this company, even though you're supposed to be a good guy right now. Basically the MJF of this company. Speaking of Green Goblin, here comes the freaking pumpkin bomb throwing asshole himself. Every time he comes out here, we have to hope to God he doesn't murder somebody with one of his pumpkin bomb sunglasses. And Pollution is a former two-time intergalactic champion, and he's almost won the King of the, Tournament of Glory. Sorry, I almost called it the King of Ring. My bad. Like I said, Pollution's a former intergalactic champion, twice. And Green Goblin's a former hardcore champion. I think he might have been an intercontinental champion at one point, but I can't remember. I just know that Green Goblin was at one point hardcore champion in this company. And both these guys were huge names in the Mag Nation bet at one point. And currently, right now, they're not really doing much in TAW, though. I'm sure that something will be going on with him eventually. And Green Goblin's a former UCT champion, though. I'll give him that much. Shout out to TAW, by the way. Oh god, no, Goblin with his freaking sunglasses. Oh god, he just murdered somebody. I hope to god that whoever that was, the freaking family doesn't. If they have their family, I hope they don't sue. God damn it, Green Goblin, I've told you to knock off the sunglasses thing. Sheesh. I've been informed that thankfully we replaced Green Goblin's sunglasses that he usually comes out here with a normal pair of Bret Hart sunglasses somehow. And he went with the pumpkin bomb ones. Thank God. Now Pollution is just beating the shit out of Green Goblin and grinding his boot against Green Goblin's throat. And Pollution's supposed to kick the Green Goblin there. And just whips him in the... Whoops. Set out Powerbomb Spinebuster. That's what the hell it's called. Set out Spinebuster. Sorry. Now, Colin Nibble tapped in the two. Sean McCarty's going to be happy somewhere. Go behind by Captain Pollution on Green Goblin. And now Pollution sending Green Goblin in the corner. Misses the tackle. Pollution gets Goblin moved out of the way there. And now Goblin just grinding his knee against Pollution's face. You can't see because our freaking low budget referee is in the way. Suplex by Green Goblin. I will say this much, at least we don't have to worry about having a save a ref fund like they do in CIW. Shout out to CIW, by the way. At least our ref knows when to move the fuck out of the way. Also, neckbreaker. And now Goblin just lifting up Pollution and just slamming him down on his knee. And another carnival tie between Captain Pollution and Goblin. And the Goblin just a kick and a pair of punches and a drop kick to Pollution there. Now Goblin with an armbar on Pollution. Pollution sending Green Goblin to the outside. And now Pollution just tossing Goblin back in the ring. And now just slamming his head against the ring some more. Just juggling him like a basketball. Sorry. And Goblin nailing an enziguri. Also random, I did not think basketballs would explode like a bomb when they get filled with too much air. Just crazy. And Goblin with a leg drop to Pollution. And now Goblin picking Pollution back up. And backbreaker to Pollution there by Green Goblin and Pollution. And now another leg drop by Green Goblin to Captain Pollution. And Pollution blocking a drop kick. He's like, nah, bitch, not this time. And now Pollution going for this weird submission. Sounds like Daniel Bryan would do. Just kicks him in the back, slamming him face first in the ring. And a drop kick by Pollution. And an elbow drop to the leg or the ankle. Go behind by Pollution again. And now Pollution with another suplex to Green Goblin. And now Goblin just punching him off. And now Goblin with another neck breaker to Pollution. And Goblin taunting Pollution, telling him to get up. Now has him up. Oh god, he's stealing the force of illusion for Pollution there. Now Goblin go for cover using Pollution's on move. 1, 2, and Pollution kicks out. It's like the second time he's been hit by his own move. Like the last time was like by Boo. And now Goblin with a clothesline to Pollution there. And Pollution just shoving Green Goblin off there. Kicked him in section of Goblin by Pollution. And now Pollution's trying to show him how it's done, but Goblin reverses into a DDT. Now Goblin with a camel clutch on Pollution. And Pollution making his way to the ropes. And he manages to get the rope break. And now Goblin has him up for a pumpkin bomb. And he nails it. And now Goblin dragging Pollution away from the ropes. Going for cover is Green Goblin and Pollution. 1, 2, and Green Goblin pins Captain Pollution. I honestly thought Pollution was going to actually beat Goblin. Green Goblin reminding everybody why he was one of the best hardcore champions the Imagination ever had back in the day. And why he's somebody that's really an underused talent in this company, I'll admit that. Green Goblin scores a win of Pollution, and I have no idea what's going to happen now with Pollution, his whole beef with Shadaloo. But the next match is Damian Wolf taking on AJ Styles, and if Damian can beat AJ, he'll get his shot at the U.S. Championship currently held by Jacob Cassidy. And I hope to God that freaking happens. Because, you know, fuck Jacob Cassidy. And this is the next match on this second episode of Main Event, where Damian Wolf takes on AJ Styles. And this is Damian's first match back in One Wolf Wrestling in a long time. He's been wrestling over on the AWF and the PWTF for a while, and also AOT too on and off. But this is his first match back in LWW in quite some time. And he's got an updated attire and entrance and everything. He's not coming to the crowd anymore, I guess. And now Damian is trying to get an opportunity to challenge Jacob Cassidy for the U.S. Championship. I'm still pissed off that Cassidy won from Damian King, thanks to Xander. Freaking douche. And from what I've been told, the rest of the Reckoning have been banned from ringside by the CEO that Paul Phoenix has been talking about, which Xavier King has still been trying to figure out who the hell that is for a while now. He's just been very discreet about it. This company has enough problems. Last thing he needs is him as having his issues with whoever's in charge now becoming an on-screen thing. And I'm just hoping that Damian Wolf here can beat AJ, because I'd like to see Damian get an opportunity to the U.S. title, because Damian is one of the best hardcore champions we've ever had, and also one of the best internet champions we had too. Here comes a former internet champion and former King of Wolves champion, AJ Mother effing Styles. And somebody who I know for a fact, even though he's still currently one of the biggest douches in the company. Why? Who the hell knows? But AJ is somebody I know for a fact can be one hell of a world heavyweight champion, and I'm still pissed about that whole shit that happened with Gunther. Fuck Gunther, by the way. And now we're having this match. It's going to be interesting to see if AJ can somehow managed to protect his boss, Jacob Cassidy, from Damien. So I doubt that's going to happen. And let's get this match underway between these two. And Damien immediately punches in the kick midsection of AJ there, and a go behind. And Damien with a suplex to AJ. Now Damien Wolf sending AJ in the corner. Watch out, ref. Elbow drop to the back of AJ there, by the way. Now headlock by Damien on AJ. Into the neck breaker. And now AJ blocks a punch from Damien into the armbar. Now Damien with a shoulder tackle to AJ. And now Colin elbow tie between the two. Sean McCarty's going to be happy somewhere again. Now Damien just more punches to AJ. Go behind by Damien. Into a full Nelson. Into a suplex. Now Damien's more punches and a kick to midsection. And the neck breaker to AJ there by Damien. Well, nice to see Damien Wolf hasn't lost a step since he last wrestled in LWW. Combo cover. Only one count. Now Damien with a headlock on AJ again. Reverses it into a suplex. Arm drag by AJ to Damien there. Now AJ with an armbar on Damien. Arm drag again. Now AJ picking up Damien. And just a flurry of punches and a drop kick by AJ. And then AJ with the Hurricane Rana to Damien. Another arm drag by AJ to Damien there. Now Damien just a pair of punches to AJ and go behind again into a headlock. And Zaguri by Damien there to AJ. And now Damien just a stomp to the arm of AJ. Picking up AJ Styles as Damien again. And another kick to the midsection. There's another punch to the face and a headlock again. And now Damien Wolf with a neck breaker to AJ. Now Damien picking AJ back up. Sends him into the corner. Now turns him around in the corner. And AJ just kicks him away. Damien blocks a kick there into a dragon screw. Now Damien sends AJ into the corner again. Punch. Oh. AJ blocked the punch to the face there. Drop kick in the corner to Damien by AJ. And one while he's sitting down. AJ just putting the boots and an elbow to the back of Damien. Damien blocks a kick there. And now Damien walking with wolves to AJ. And now Damien dragging AJ away from the ropes. Gumbo covers Damien. One. Only one count because it took forever. Now Damien will go behind and a drop kick to the back of AJ. Now Colin nibble tap again between the two of them. Into the armbar by Damien. And just a freaking deep freeze neck breaker match. Shout out to Sub-Zero. And a knee drop. And now Damien just punched AJ and a leg sweep. Now Damien going for a submission on AJ when he's right there by the ropes. There's no way AJ's tapping out to this. I've never heard of AJ tapping out to submission before. Besides what happened when we got there. And Zaguri by AJ. And even then AJ didn't even really tap out. He passed out, but you know. AJ going for cover on Damien. One, not even a one count. There's another punch to the face to Damien by AJ, and then Damien just responds with a drop kick. And now, oh god, now AJ going for the Styles Clash. And he nails it to Damien. Now AJ rolling Damien over, going for cover. 1, 2, and Damien kicks out, thank god. And Damien with the neck breaker to AJ. Going for cover is Damien. 1, 2, and AJ kicks out. And now just more punches by Damien and a go behind. And AJ reverses whatever Damien tried to get for there and a shot to the back of Damien. And now AJ Hurricane Rana into the roll up. 1, 2, and Damien reverses into his own roll up and gets rope break. And now AJ tried to go for a headlock, but Damien reverses into his own. Into a suplex. That was weird what Damien was trying to go for there. Now dragging me from the ropes. Going for a cover is Damien again. 1, 2, and AJ kicks out again. Now Damien sends AJ into the corner. Punch to face. This is the running forearm there in the corner. And gives another punch to the face of AJ. Sends him in the corner again. Oh god. Now Damien has AJ up for the buckle bomb. What the frick? Now just nailing the buckle bomb to AJ there. Now Damien dragging AJ away from the ropes. Now Damien go for cover on AJ. 1, 2, and AJ kicks out again. Chop to the chest of Damien, and pair of punches, and a drop kick by AJ to Damien. Oh god, now AJ has Damien up for whatever the fuck that was. And an elbow drop to Damien there by AJ. Now AJ off the ropes, running drop kick to Damien there. Going for cover is AJ. 1, only a 1 count. Damien blocks the kick there. And another walking with wolves to AJ by Damien. Into the pin attempt. 1, 2, and Damien's challenging Jacob Cassidy for the US title at Heartbreak. Only takes, in this case, 2. Now Damien, once, like always, winning with the walking with wolves. And now he's just earned himself an opportunity to the US Championship. And this was actually a pretty good match, personally. AJ tried his best to beat Damien, but there was no way he was stopping Damien from getting that opportunity. Damien was determined to win this match, and it took him 2 walking with wolves. But Damien's going to the pay-per-view, and you know somewhere Jacob Cassidy's going to be pissed, probably. The next match is a 4-way match to decide who will be challenging for the junior heavyweight title, currently held by Prince of Persia. He's in his second reign after he beat Trunks, which caused Trunks to just up and quit this part of the company anyways. He's still wrestling over on Rumble. And that 4-way match is between Austin Aries, Dale Jr., and 2 other people from what I've been told. I don't know who they are, but apparently they're 2 new people that came up from New Gen. I'm just looking forward to seeing who that's going to be in that match. And congrats on the win again, Damien. You deserve it. And this is the 4-way match. We decide who's going to be challenging Prince of Persia for the junior heavyweight title. And for some reason, apparently, we're in Prague in the Czech Republic. Can whoever it is that's in the truck that keeps fucking around with that thing, please knock it the fuck off. Last I checked, we're not in freaking Prague, however you pronounce it. And here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr., a former hardcore champion in this company, and a former US champion. And somebody who has been up and down the card. He's been close to getting opportunities at the world title, he's been close to opportunities at other titles. He's just been all over the place. And now Junior's hoping to get an opportunity at the junior heavyweight title once again, which he's been close to getting before in the past. But if he has to beat 3 other guys in this match, one of which is the only other person that I know of that's in this match, which is Austin Aries, who Junior has a history with in TAW. And also is one of the biggest douchebag assholes in this company. Because that's just how Austin Aries is. He's a freaking egomaniac. And Lord knows, freaking after what happened just before with AJ losing to Damian Wolf, freaking Jacob Cassidy probably was screaming at him over the phone or something, probably telling him, don't lose this freaking match, man. And Aries has had a pretty good track record. He hasn't really lost that much recently. The only time he's ever really lost, I think it was like in multi-person matches or tag team matches, 1 or 2. But yeah, Aries usually doesn't win. I mean, he doesn't usually lose as of late when it comes to singles matches. But like I said, it's been a minute since the last time we've even seen Aries in a match. And now he has an opportunity to get another shot at the junior heavyweight title. The last time he challenged for the title, he lost, I believe. And Lord knows Aries has been chasing that championship for a minute. He's looking to find out who his other 2 opponents are, that he has to try and beat in order to get an opportunity at the title again. And now we get to find out who the first mystery opponent is that's going to be in this match. Oh god, somebody who knows what it's like being cruiserweight champion back in the day, Gregory motherfucking Helms, a former New Gen US champion, and now he's apparently on the main roster. No, this is going to be interesting, definitely, to see this asshole, freaking Gregory Helms, is on the main roster. Somebody who I still feel like this day should have been treated better back in the day. But, you know, that's how things work out, I guess. And like I said, Gregory Helms is one of the best cruiserweight champions they had in terms of the original cruiserweight championship. That unfortunately the last person to hold it was freaking Hornswoggle. You know. Now Helms has an opportunity to get a shot at the junior heavyweight title in this company, which would be awesome, because he's definitely somebody who would deserve it. He's somebody I think deserves to win a bunch of titles, that's for sure. And now we have the second mystery person and the fourth participant in this match. I'm curious who it's going to be. I think I recognize this entrance. Yep, it's freaking Danny Phantom, who I have not seen him even on New Gen in a minute. And apparently I forgot to change his name. Whoops. But it's Danny freaking Phantom. And this is this match in the main roster, if I remember correctly. Now we know who the four participants in this match are. And I'm torn who to root for in this match. As long as anybody that isn't Austin Aries, then I'm happy either way. And let's get this four-way underway between these four guys. And Aries immediately nailing a bulldog to Dale Jr. and Gregory Helms missing a heel kick to what I would assume was Danny Phantom. German suplex to Danny by Gregory Helms, by the way. Now Jr. and Gregory Helms with headlocks on Aries and Phantom. And Helms with a splash in the corner of the Phantom, where Aries just gets a diving fist to the face from Jr. Drop kick by Danny Phantom, by the way. And this is one fall to a finish, by the way. Fourth wall break I meant to put on eliminations, but screw it. And Danny Phantom nailing I don't know what that was, but because I missed it. Junior nailing a drop kick to Aries there. And Gregory Helms another German suplex to Danny Phantom, and Aries reversing over Junior trying to go for there and the suplex. Elbow to the face of Gregory Helms there by Aries, and Junior with a neck breaker to Danny Phantom. Belly back suplex by Gregory Helms to Austin Aries, by the way. A leg snap there to Aries by Helms. Watch out, ref. And Danny Phantom just a forearm in the face of Junior. Now Helms is just beating the crap out of Austin Aries. You know, Aries getting set in the corner by Gregory Helms. Now just repeated shots to the midsection of Aries by Gregory Helms. Danny Phantom missing the drop kick there to Junior. Russian leg sweep by Danny Phantom to Junior there. Standing moonsault by Gregory Helms to Aries. And Junior blocking the drop kick from Danny Phantom. And Junior nailing his own drop kick while Helms is slamming Aries to the back with his neck on his knee. Another standing moonsault by Helms to Aries there. And Aries with a headlock takeover to Gregory Helms there. And Danny Phantom just a kick to the head of Junior. And Aries with another drop kick to Helms. And Aries off the ropes. Running drop kick to Gregory Helms there. Chop to the chest of Danny there. And another one by Junior. You know, Junior. Sunset flip into the pin. I thought he was going for a pin attempt there, but Aries tried to go for a pin. He didn't even get a 1 count. Now Junior going after Gregory Helms again. Aries going after Danny Phantom. And now Danny with a DDT to Aries. Junior drag Gregory Helms from the ropes. I go for cover as Junior. And only 1 count there. Now Danny with a pair of punches to Aries. And Junior with a nut breaker to Gregory Helms. And Danny sending Aries into the corner. Going for cover is Danny. 1. Only 1 count. And now Gregory Helms dragging Junior away from the ropes. Going for cover is Gregory Helms. 1. And Danny Phantom breaks it up. And now Gregory Helms with a... I forget what he calls it, but I know that's his finisher. And Gregory Helms going for cover. And Danny tried to go for a cover too, but they both kicked out, not even at 1. It's just literally at 0. Because in 2K14, if more than one pairing goes for a pin, freaking it gets broken up automatically. And Gregory Helms with a heel kick to Danny Phantom there. Junior just going crazy. And now Junior with a suplex to Gregory Helms. Surprised nobody's gone for weapons. There's no DQ in this match, so Junior is just a boot to the face of Gregory Helms there, and Aries getting set in the corner by Danny, who gets put in the corner by Aries. Drop kick in the corner by Aries. And now Gregory Helms is back up. Into a headlock by Helms on Junior, and Junior versus it into a flapjack. Junior, this is not the time to be taunting. Now Junior with the Daytona 500, which conveniently enough was this past week, this past weekend. And Aries with the, I forget what it's called, Razor's Edge. Like sees Junior go for cover and he only gets a 2. And Aries with the Brainbuster to Danny Phantom, a chin breaker by Dale Jr., the Gregory Helms, by the way. Aries going for a cover, 1, and Gregory Helms breaks it up. Now Junior with headlock and Helms. Talladega Nights to Gregory Helms by Junior. Danny going for a cover on Aries, 1, only 1 count. Now Junior picking up Gregory Helms again, and Aries nailed the drop kick there to Danny. Now Helms is just putting the boots to Junior. Now Aries going for a full Nelson on Danny, and Junior breaks it up. Almost like Danny Phantom was going to tap out to Aries. Drop kick by Gregory Helms to Dale Jr. And Aries tried to go for another kick, but Danny blocked it. And Aries just poking Danny in the eyes. Helms going for a cover, and Aries breaks it up with a leg drop. Now Danny with a Junior with a collar and elbow tie up. Sean McCartney's going to happen somewhere. And Helms going whipping Aries in the corner, and Aries just booting Helms in the face, trying to go for the splash again, and nailing him to the clothesline. Talladega Nights by Junior. Aries going for a cover again, and Helms, Junior breaks it up. Bulldog by Dale Jr. to Aries. And now Helms just slamming Danny against his knee. Going for cover is Helms again. Junior going for cover is well, only a 1 count for both of them. Junior just beating the shit out of Aries. Just repeatedly punching him in the face. Into the headlock. Drop kick by Junior. And Danny going to top turnbuckle. And somewhat nailing the diving splash there. And Aries blocks the punch from Junior. Headlock by Junior on Aries. Danny going for cover. 1, 2, and Gregory Helms kicks out. Drop kick by Danny. Talladega Nights by Junior. Junior going for cover. 1, only a 1 count because, 2K14. And now Danny sending Junior into the corner. And Helms with a German suplex to Aries again. Shot to the back of Danny by Junior. And Junior with another Daytona 500. Helms going for a cover. Junior going for a cover as well. And 2K14 again. Aries getting kicked in the midsection by Helms. Northern Light suplex by Helms into the pin. And Danny breaks up at 1. And somehow inadvertently hit Junior there. Drop kick by Helms. And Danny just slamming Junior's knees against the ring. And Aries nailing Helms with a neck breaker in an elbow drop. And now Danny go for a submission on Junior. And Aries breaks it up. Now Aries with a suplex to Danny. Collar and elbow tie up between Junior and Helms. Helms with a go behind on Junior. Danny with a roll up on Aries. 1, and Helms breaks it up. And now Aries sending Danny into the corner. Aries reverse whatever Helms should go for there into a belly to back suplex. And now Aries dragging Helms away from the ropes. Aries going for a cover, and Junior breaks it up. German suplex by Danny to Aries here. And Danny going for something on Helms here. And Helms reverses it. And Junior with a power bomb into a pin on Aries. 1, 2, and Danny Phantom just breaks it up there. And Junior getting whipped by Danny into a huge boot there to the face there. And Aries with a neck breaker to Junior. Helms dragging Danny Phantom away from the ropes. And Aries is taunted. which usually means he's setting up for the Brainbuster. And Aries breaks up that pin attempt from Helms. And Helms nailing his finisher there. I still forget the name of what it is. Helms going for cover. Aries going for a Brainbuster. And Gregory Helms is facing Prince of Persia for the junior heavyweight title. All because Aries took a sweet-ass time going for the Brainbuster. He took his eyes off of Helms, and I don't think he thought Helms was going to go for a pin there, because he wasn't paying attention. But Gregory Helms wins the 4-way match, and will be going on either Heartbreak or the next Super Show or the next pay-per-view. One of those three things. And he'll face Prince of Persia for the junior heavyweight title. Holy crap. First match on the main roster, and Helms is already challenging for a title. And next match is a tag team match where the Androids 13 and 17 take on the begrudgingly partners of Jack 6 and Jesus, the World Heavyweight Champion. Yeah, not exactly the Supremacy reunion that these two are wanting, that's for sure. Back in the day, probably, but not right now, because they both hate each other. And this is the next match on the second episode of Main Event, of Jack 6 and Jesus are teaming up for the first time in years, begrudgingly against the Androids. And here comes the former World Heavyweight Champion, Jack motherfucking 6, who has been livid ever since he lost that title to Jesus, and has made it known that he is not going to be the goody two-shoes Jack 6 that he was for a while anymore. He's going back to the old Jack 6 that liked to go around damn near murdering people and just destroying people. And that's how it's going to be for a while until he gets his belt back. And then he's probably going to continue being this Jack 6, because from what I've been told, he likes being this Jack 6 a hell of a lot more than the good guy one. He doesn't mind being a good guy sometimes, because he's trying to redeem himself for some of the shit that he knows he's done that was really bad in the past. But, you know, he still doesn't feel sorry about it because he's an asshole. But he's still my friend. Either way. And here comes Jesus, the current and reigning, defending World Heavyweight Champion, who, like I said, defeated Jack 6 at the last pay-per-view for this championship. And you know Jack 6 is probably fuming seeing that title around Jesus. This is waste, and not his. But Jack 6 has a really good way of being able to hide his emotions. It's just crazy to think that Jesus is the world champion. It's just insane when you think about it. And it's still even more insane the fact that he beat Jack 6. But these two, as much as they probably hate each other, they're going to have to work together like they used to in the past. Because Jesus is a tag team specialist, especially when it came to elimination matches. He was really good at breaking up pinfalls in those kinds of matches back in the day. These two are just going to have to remember what it was like when these two used to be friends and work together as a tag team if they want to beat the Androids. Especially since the Androids haven't been around in a while, and they really want to remind everybody why they're one of the best tag teams on this roster. Boy knows whichever one of the Androids manages to pin if they manage to pin the world champion, that would be huge for them. And here comes Android 13. Because him and 17 still, for some reason, are coming out separately. I think one of the last times I remember seeing 13 was when he challenged for a title. I can't remember which one. But it's been a minute, like I said, since we last seen Android 13 and 17. And 17 is a former US champion. If I remember correctly, like one of the first matches Android 13 ever had, he actually won a number of contendership for a title, which I remember correctly, he ended up losing. And now 13 would like to be able to make a comeback and hopefully challenge for another title one day. But like I said, him and 17 right now are just looking to remind everybody why they are on this roster. Since, like I said, it's been like forever since last time we saw them. And it would be huge for either one of them to pin the World Heavyweight Champion. And the former champion. And or the former champion, I mean. And here comes Android Mother Effin' 17. I haven't seen him in, like I said, in forever. Former US champion. And he is a part of the junior heavyweight division, so I'm surprised he hasn't tried going for that title. Yeah, but, you know, 17's been busy over in the Dragon Ball Z universe, dealing with things, and trying not to get murdered by the alternate reality Trunks. If you watch Dragon Ball Z, you get the reference. This is the first time 17 and 13 have teamed up in a long time. So hopefully they won't have any ring, and it's been, like I said, it's been forever since they were last even in the ring to begin, even as solo wrestlers. So hopefully these two don't have ring rust. And maybe they might be able to take advantage of the fact that Jack 6 and Jesus both hate each other with a passion right now. But who knows? We have to wait and see. And it's funny how Jesus went out to the outside of the ring, and Jack 6 was like, "Nope, I'm not standing out here on this floor with you, Jesus." It just was immediately right back in the ring. That's funny to me. And it doesn't help the fact that Jack 6 also hates being on the floor. It's like floor is lava to him all the time. Because Jack 6 just really hates being on the floor. He hates it just as much as he hates Jesus right now. And let's get this tag team match underway between these two teams. And Android 13 immediately kicked the midsection of Jack 6. And Jack 6 with an armbar on 13 flips him over. Elbow to the top of the head of 13 there by Jack 6. And now just put in the boost to him. I don't think Jack 6 appreciated that kick from 13 earlier. Whoops him in the ropes. Spinebuster by Jack 6 of 13. Jack 6 with a go behind on 13 as well. And just slams him down. And now Jack 6 with an armbar on Android 13. I think he's trying to send a message to Jesus. It's like, this is what you can expect during the triple threat match, buddy. And Jack 6 just flipping over Android 13 there. Because even though Jack 6 is pissed off that he's not the world champion right now, he's not going to let his anger freaking, take over and make him make mistakes. So he will probably end up getting punched in the face by Android 13 there. And 13 sending Jack 6 to the outside. And 13 just a clubbing shot to the chest of Jack 6 there, knocking him out to the floor. And now 17 sending Jack 6 back in the ring. And now Android 13 tried to go for something there, but, physics. And now Jack 6 sending 13 back in the ring. And now Jack 6 is back in the ring. And now Jack 6 going for a submission on Android 13. And 17 is just running around the ring for reasons. Instead of trying to, save his partner. There we go. And now Jack 6 picking up Android 13 after that submission got broken up. And now 13 with a headlock on Jack 6. And Jack 6 just slamming 13 against the ring. Going for a cover of Jack 6. One. Not only a one count there. Clothesline by Jack 6 to Android 13. Arm drag by 17 to Jack 6. And now Jack 6 is pissed. He's going after Android 13. I mean 17, sorry. Or he's just going to get stuck on my announce table. 1 or 2. And 17 sending Jack 6 back in the ring. Kick to the midsection of Jack 6 there by Android 13. Now 13 trying to go for something. And Jack 6 just pokes 13 in the face. Eyes. Like I said, he's still an asshole. Now Jack 6 going for the Megaton. Punch to Android 13 there. And Jesus takes out Android 17. And now Jack 6 going for cover and 13. 1, 2, and Android 13 kicks out. Armbar by Jack 6 on 13. And 13 versus it into a shoulder tackle. Now Android 13 tags in 17. Now Jack 6 is back up. Kicked the midsection of 17 by Jack 6. Chopped at the chest of Jack 6. And now Jack 6 was like, you know what, fuck it. Jesus, you deal with him. And Jesus was like, alright, bet, motherfucker. And now 17 immediately just nailing Jesus with a back fist. And a front flip kick there. Collar elbow tie between the world champion and the former US champion. Jesus with a headlock on 17. Into a suplex. Just barely, now just putting the sandals to him. And an elbow drop to the chest at 17. And Jack 6 is being like, yeah, I was doing better. I only tagged you in because I was getting bored. And now 17 just sending Jesus into the ropes. Arm drag by 17 to Jesus. Shoulder tackle to Jesus, almost knocking him out of the ring there. Now Jesus sending 17 into a Samoan drop. I had to think about it for a minute. Oh god, Jesus, that's a bad idea. Elbow drop, somehow they turned into a clothesline and he nailed. And 17 just pushing Jesus off from there. And Jesus tried to go for something there. With Android reversed it into a backbreaker. And now 17 picking up Jesus. Arm drag by 17 to Jesus. That was a deep arm drag too. 13 failed to take out Jack 6 there. And Jackson's like, I don't give a shit if he gets pinned. I think I want to destroy him. 17 stunner to Jesus there, by the way. Jackson's probably like, freaking, I'm probably not even going to bother trying to pick up this pin. 2. And like I said, the androids get the win after 17 pinned Jesus because Jack 6 took a sweet ass time trying to break up that pin attempt, and he was also got distracted by 13. But mostly because Jack 6 just doesn't give a shit. As long as Jack 6 wins that World Heavyweight Championship at Heartbreak, I don't think Jack 6 really cares about losing this match. But that just shows how devastating the 17 stunner is. That he was able to pin Jesus after hitting one stunner, the World Heavyweight Champion. That is huge for the androids. What a statement made by them. And Jack 6 has already pieced the hell out. He was like, yep, match is over, I'm out of here. Just leaves Jesus in the ring. Just does not give a shit. He only cares about that World Heavyweight Championship, and I do not blame him. The next match is the main event of the show, where Marcus Creed takes on Deadpool. And you know when he wakes up, Jesus is going to be livid that Jack 6 basically left him high and dry, which he should have expected, for obvious reasons. And this is the main event of this episode of Main Event, ironically, where Marcus Creed, another former World Heavyweight Champion and the third participant in the World Heavyweight Championship main event match at Heartbreak, takes on Deadpool. Because reasons, and because Deadpool would not stop blowing up my phone wanting a match with somebody. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. Deadpool, you can have this fucking match. As long as you can get it approved by the CEO. And apparently Deadpool knows who the CEO is, but he won't say who it is. And that's how we end up with this match. Creed was supposed to be facing somebody on the show anyways, and I guess the CEO was just like, you know what, screw it. Deadpool, here's your match. And Deadpool was like, sweet. So now, unfortunately, we have to deal with Deadpool once again showing up, barging his way into a match, even though he's one of the most annoying mother effers on this roster. And I still cannot stand him because of how freaking annoying he is. And I swear to God, if he brings back the Funkadactyls, it's freaking, I swear to God, he better be paying them out of his own pocket. And on the topic of Marcus Creed, I know for a fact he wants to win that World Heavyweight Championship back. But he has to contend with Jesus and Jack 6. And trust me, Jesus was not happy when he left the ring before Creed came out here. And here comes Deadpool. And yep, unfortunately, he still has the Funkadactyls with him. I really do hope he's paying these two out of his own pocket, because we are not paying for any more WWE guys and or girls. We're showing up on this company. We have enough of them as it is, especially in AOT too sometimes. Ronda Rousey was not cheap, let's just say that. And thinking that one time Rhea Ripley showed up a couple times. They were not cheap, let's just say that much. If you haven't watched it at the time of this recording, please go and watch AOT 2 Anarchy. That was a nearly 2.5 long pay-per-view, and it was a lot of freaking work putting that thing together. So, I will probably have a link in the description for the AOT 2 wrestling channel, or it'll be the pinned comment. Either way, if you guys want to watch gaming videos and while using the newer WWE games, that's the channel to go subscribe to for that. But also, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and like this video when I post it. That would be nice. Also, fuck you, Deadpool. And let's get this main event match between these two underway. And Creed immediately going for the salute to the fallen! To Deadpool. And slams him against the ring for good measure, even though it's the most useless move in wrestling. Going for cover, ready is Creed. 1, 2, and Deadpool kicks out. And just a pair of punches to the head of Deadpool there, and dodges the clothesline, and Deadpool nails the drop kick after Creed misses the kick. Deadpool sending Creed to the outside. Creed getting sent flying into the barricade there by Deadpool after getting knocked off the apron. And Deadpool does a punch to the face of Creed there, and into an armbar. Sends him back in the ring. Elbow to the face of Creed there by Deadpool. And now Deadpool's just running around the ring like a dipshit. And Creed going to the outside for reasons. And now Deadpool following him. And Deadpool just pair punches Creed there. And Creed with another salute to the fallen, this time on the floor. And now Creed with a suplex Deadpool on the floor as well. And another suplex of Deadpool on the floor by Creed. You need to get him back in the ring, Creed. And just a flurry of elbows to the shoulders of Deadpool by Creed there. And now Creed's in the back, is now back inside the ring. And now Creed is just taunting. What is this camera angle? Well, Deadpool was just dead on the outside of the ring. Now Deadpool's back in the ring, go behind by Creed, into a suplex. Oh god, now Creed going to the outside, going to the top turnbuckle. And Creed punching Deadpool in the face, nailing a drop kick on the top turnbuckle is Creed. Now Creed setting up for another salute to the fallen! Olympic slam to Deadpool. And now Creed going for a cover. 1, 2, and Creed gets the win over Deadpool. Took 3 salute to the fallen and a missile drop kick in the top turnbuckle. But Creed puts away this annoying dipshit that would not leave me or the CEO, whoever that is, alone. Right. Message sent by Creed to Jesus and Jack 6, even though they're both probably pissed off at each other right now. And probably one of them is looking for the other, in the case of Jesus looking for Jack 6. Creed is coming to get the World Championship back. And honestly, I'm torn between either one of those 3 winning the match. I don't know who to root for when it comes to that match, but either way. If you like this video, if you like, comment, all that stuff, see you at Heartbreak, which will hopefully be done by Friday. Hopefully. Either way. Peace! And there was a car driving by my apartment.